Hey guys, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Josue back again with another video on Hear Me Raw. And if you're new to my channel, Hear Me Raw, this is where I talk about pretty much anything that comes to mind or anything that's on my mind at the time. Many different topics, all based around life, based around love, based around community, based around becoming our best version. And today I was watching this show. It's on YouTube. I forget what it's called. Something. But they have like this funny show on YouTube Red. It's just hilarious. They're really hilarious. They make a lot of funny jokes. But they have this on their regular YouTube channel. They have this video where they are literally just trying out like everything bacon. Like they had this sandwich which the bread was wrapped in bacon. The patty was made of bacon, and they had bacon onion rings, which were not even onion rings, they were bacon that were wrapped in a circle and then fried. And I think everything was just like full of grease. And I can see that stuff, and it's not really gonna bother me much. Like the thing about it is, if I'm gonna allow the fact that people eat meat, if I'm gonna allow that to really bother me all the time, it's going to be hard to live because literally everybody's doing, Sometimes like I'm just around my vegan friends so often, most of the time, and on Instagram I follow a bunch of vegans, so like I've kind of put my world to where I am surrounded by vegans for the majority of the time, so there are times when I get out of that world, I'm just like, holy crap, there's still a world out there where people are just eating meat and they're having fun eating meat. They're glorifying eating meat, they're glorifying eating a dead body. Like, I'm not here to call them anything or saying anything like that. I'm just saying it's kind of mind-blowing, how my mindset has changed ever since going vegan, and how this can be, how this is. I think human beings are very funny. Human beings are hilarious. We are just, there is no logic to a lot of the things that we do, and I think human beings, we're not so much logical creatures. We're creatures that feel. We do more with how we're feeling than what we're thinking. If you think about it, like we can say that maybe overthinking leads us to not doing certain things, but it really comes down to fear, which is the emotion. The fear leads to the overthinking. It's the emotions that's leading to the actions. See, and emotion is energy in motion. So the emotions are definitely they do things. They literally throw all logic out the window. That's why you can't say things like common sense, really, because everybody's going through their own thing. Everyone's living in their own world, and we're all kind of nuts. That's why I love to interact and talk to people, because I can get to see how crazy they are, and then they can see how crazy I am, and then we can both laugh about how crazy we are. But it's not, it's crazy because you got, as these guys are eating this monstrosity of a burger, they're talking about how they just hit they hit their target goal for sodium for the whole week with just one bite, and they probably did, and also their cholesterol, saturated fat, amongst other things. And of course, bacon has been proven to cause cancer. This is common knowledge. This was on the news. Everybody knew about it. And they're eating a burger filled with bacon. So it's like, do they care about themselves? And I can say this is the same thing for me, because, as on this channel, I do videos about cooked food cravings and how I struggle with junk food. I struggle with, when I get emotional, I go towards, hold on a sec. But yeah, I do a lot of videos about that, and it's usually it's tied to my emotions. I have figured it out. It's always tied to my emotions. Whenever I go towards the bad foods, it's tied towards my emotions. I'm feeling something that maybe I'm feeling some type of way that I don't want to feel, and I just want to numb myself. So I go to those foods, and it can also be like a lack of information as well, or just stubbornness. We all have things that we do that someone else would see that we do it, and they would look at us and think that we're crazy, They're like, what's wrong with you? Like, why would he do this? Just like how vegans look at meat eaters, like, how can you eat meat? it's kind of all about not making the connection, but it just really baffles me that how we're able to do things like human beings, as beings of love as we are all beings of love. Love is like the most powerful thing for us. Like love is how we thrive. You look at kids, they love, they love what they do. They love to walk, they love to talk, they just love to do things. And then that love keeps on going and going, and that love attaches to more and more things. It's like unlimited love. They don't feel as if they have to restrict their love. Like they don't do that. Like as we grow up, we start to restrict our love. We start to restrict ourselves. We start to restrict our expressions. And to me, whenever we stop expressing ourselves, we start suppressing ourselves. It leads to depression. And once you're depressed on the inside, you're kind of already dead. So like I'm a title this video like, "Are we afraid of death?" And the thing is, it seems more likely that we are afraid of living more than anything. We came here ready to experience the world, but we got told so many things and so many things happened. We got afraid of the world. We got afraid of ourselves because we got told that, we're not perfect. We're not where we need to be. We need to do this. We need to do that. We have to do something this way. We need to get this in order to be successful. We get told all these things, all these labels, all this nonsense. We get told all that, and then we get confused, We're told so many things about so many different people, so many different sources for so many years, and then next thing we know, we have no idea who the heck we are, what we like, what we want to do. And when we try to be that, we get scared because it's something that we have never done before, because we've never really truly expressed ourselves. So I believe for us to live, for us to truly come alive, we have to start expressing ourselves. And we're not really afraid of death. We're afraid of how powerful we are. We're afraid that we can actually do what we came here to do. We are afraid of that. We are afraid of ourselves because we are disconnected from ourselves. When we are disconnected from ourselves, we are disconnected from the rest of the world. We are disconnected from the animals. That's how a lot of people can just eat animals all day long, and not even think twice about it. To me, like, my subconscious now knows that eating an animal is like no different than eating my brother. Because when I first went vegan, I had 2 dreams within like a week of going vegan, and one dream was I was just eating a whole lot of meat, like a whole lot. I was just like gorging down, just eating meat. And then the other dream was I was actually eating my brother. It's a cannibalistic thing. It's like, also you gotta look at how when you eat meat, there are consequences. We have a lot of secondary needs now in the world because of things that we're doing. We're cooking our foods. We're eating foods that we're not supposed to be eating at all. Like there's just some food right now that we eat that we love, but they're not doing us any favors. But we have a lot of secondary needs coming from the fact that we're cooking our food, and cooking our food came also with, with fire. We started cooking our food. We also started cooking meat because the raw meat is very dangerous. Some people be eating that stuff, but for most of the part, for most people, that stuff would be really, really, really dangerous. I don't know, but I wouldn't go down that route. But because of fire, we're able to cook the meat, and it doesn't kill us right away. But just because it doesn't kill us right away doesn't mean that it's good for us. And when I eat the right foods, at least the right foods according to my body, I can feel it. I can feel the food like combining with me. I can feel it like it works. It connects. It makes sense. The food, when I eat fruits, raw fruits and vegetables, I can see that it's not taken away from me. It's adding to me. It's becoming me, and I can feel it right away. The other foods, I don't feel anything. I don't really feel joy while eating it either. Like I'm not going like you'll never see me go to like rice or spaghetti or anything when I'm eating them. But you give me a nice ripe mango, I will make love to this thing. I will make love to it. Some mango, oranges, avocado, banana, pineapple, watermelon. I will make love to those fruits. And those fruits, those foods, those medicine, they're making love to me as well. The universe is about love. The universe is always trying to make love to you. You just have to say yes. Just say yes. The universe has your back. This world is designed for you. And if you believe that, you will see how your life will change, how things, like, you see that everything is happening, good or bad, whatever you want to call it, it is all happening for you in order for your life to improve, to get better. You just have to pay attention and be aware and just follow how you feel. So, like, when it comes to eating, why? I'm not going to say there's a right way to eat, there's a right way to live, but I've tried many different ways of living, many different ways of eating, many different ways of, many different ways of looking at life. And the way that I've been seeing life because of fruit has been the best way ever. Fruit, like, has taught me a lot. Nature has taught me a lot about myself. It's taught me a lot about the world. Essentially, it's taught me that we are all one. We are all one connected. We are all it's a beautiful thing. So you're never alone. Like, anybody you see is you. It's a different aspect of you going on their own different journey. And you could just ignore them, or you could be friends with them. All strangers, they're just friends that you haven't met yet. They're family that you haven't met yet. That's it. There's no separation. And the fruit taught me this. The truth is in the fruit. That's why I always say. That's why, like, I'm for all types of veganism. To be honest with you, anything to get people away from the animals. But I say we just gotta keep evolving. We don't have to choose one message and ignore the other. Like, I still promote raw veganism, but if someone wants to eat a Beyond Burger, by all means, do it. If that means that you're not gonna eat a real burger that's gonna kill you and the planet, then that's a better decision. With that being said, the Beyond Meat, is it the best for you? Definitely not, but it's not the worst either, and it's better than killing an animal. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about, oh, you're afraid of death, and I really don't think we're afraid of death. We could be afraid of death, but I believe that we're afraid of living even more. But the thing about living is it's actually really great. It's actually amazing. It is beautiful, and and the thing about it is, I've experienced living, and I still find it hard sometimes to take down that path. Sometimes I still do some self-sabotaging. Sometimes I still have to binge, and I go through my emotions and I go the other way. And it's okay if you fall down. Doesn't mean you have to stay there. You get back up. You're not going to be able to be happy all the time, but you can always get back up there. You can always surround yourself with good people, and just watch some of the videos on my channel, like whatever topic you want. If it's happiness, meditation, nature, love, I talk about all these topics, and they all come together, and they can change your life all the way around. I'm telling you. The things that I've learned and the things that I put on this channel, like, if properly applied, if applied and used daily, consecutively, like, you don't even have to do this for a long time to realize how it will change your life. Like, a lot of the changes that happen in my life happen within a year. Things that you could go somewhere and they would tell you maybe it might take you a couple of years to achieve this, but, like, I figured out who I am. I figured out my gift, my talents. I figured out, what I'm meant to do in this world. And I did it all by myself. I didn't need a counselor. I'm not gonna say I didn't need a counselor, because, nature was my counsel. Also, people were my counsel. Like, the world is your counsel. The universe is your counsel, because it's kind of like, it's you. It's you. It's reflecting yourself back at you. Your world that you see is a reflection of your inner world. So it's always you. So there is things to learn outside of you. But at the end of the day, you're going to realize it was inside of you all along, which is really deep. I hope you understood what that meant. But anything is just, it's all you. I could go on and on and on. I could talk about this all day long. But just, if you are afraid of living, if you are afraid of expressing yourself, if you're afraid that the world won't accept you and things like that, then it's important that you kind of realize what happens when you don't express yourself. You don't have to stab yourself or shoot yourself or take a pill or anything like that. Anything drastic. You don't have to do any of that before you die. You don't have to do that. Like, that comes later. But we have to watch out what we are doing now. Pay attention, like, to your everyday actions, your decisions. What did you choose to eat today? What did you choose to watch today? What did you choose to listen to? Where did you choose to go? Did you go to nature? Did you go to a club? You know, were you being honest today with people? Were you being honest with yourself? Like, ask yourself, every little action counts. And if you keep on doing little things here and there, just little things like smile at somebody, hold the door open for somebody, give somebody a hug, give somebody a compliment. You can do little things like that. You can just do a bunch of tiny little things. You just realize, like,